Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the massive missile attack of today, December 5, 2022, initiated and completed by the Russian forces, had about 70 missiles sent as St. Nicholas present, I guess, which is today. And the Ukrainians report how much of this or how many of these missiles and rockets they were able to shut down. I have two articles, one which are kind of similar. One is from Ukrainska Pravda and the other one is from Ukrinform, from the same date, December 5, 2022. I will use the Ukrainska Pravda first and then I will go to the other one, which just a little bit completes the information. So, Ukraine's air defense system shut down over 60 Russian missiles out of over 70 launched on December 5. So, Ukrainian air defense, this is a source, they say that in total more than 70 missiles were launched. According to preliminary information, 38 Kh-101 and Kh-555 cruise missiles were launched from 8 Tu-22M3 missile-carrying bombers from the Caspian Sea and Volgodonsk district of Rostov Oblast. So the Russians used 8 Tupolev 95 MS, which are those strategic bombers. The enemy also struck with 22 Kalibr cruise missiles from the ships of Russia's Black Sea fleet. Finally, I hear about that one. So they also used 22 Kalibr out of the 100 that the Ukrainians reported in the past 2 days or 3 days. I made 2 videos about that. They said, well, in the Mediterranean Sea and in the Black Sea, the Russians have 100, exactly 100. Because they said in the Black Sea they had 24 and 76 in I think it was in the Mediterranean Sea. So that means they got about 2 more in the Black Sea, and they had 2 ships in the Sea of Azov, but those were not armed with Kalibr cruise missiles. Okay. In addition to that, long-range Tupolev 22M3 bombers attacked Ukraine from the Black Sea with 3 Kh-22 cruise missiles, and Su-35 fighters fired 6 Kh-59 guided aircraft missiles and 1 Kh-31B. So far we got bombers, we got the Sukhoi fighters, we got the other Tupolev, we got missiles from the Black Sea. What else? Nothing from their asses yet, but from everything everywhere else. The Air Force reported that in total more than 60 missiles of the invaders were shut down, and units of anti-aircraft missile units, aircraft mobile fire grounds of the Air Force, of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and other parts of the defense forces of Ukraine were involved in repelling the attack. Yeah, but then how a lot of how do you call it? A lot of towns in Ukraine had no water after this, and electricity, power. One of them was Odessa, remained without water. There was an article I covered in a previous video. So I don't know, if you say you blown up at least 60 out of 70 something, that means only 10 or 12 or 13 landed, and those were enough to cut your own energy sector, like water and power. Power and water, and the pumps were not functioning and all that. And let's move to the Ukrinform article, which is the same day, the 5th of December. Ukraine's defense forces shoot down over 60 Russian missiles on Monday. And it says that on December 5, 2022, Ukraine's defense forces shot down more than 60 enemy missiles during Russia's another massive missile attack. The relevant statement was made by the Air Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on Telegram. On December 5, Russian occupiers launched a massive missile attack on Ukraine's critical infrastructure facilities. Over 70 missiles were fired in total, the report states. So over 70 missiles, 72 let's say, and they blown up what, more than 60. over 60. So that would be what? A rating of about, what, 80%, I would say, between 80 and 85, 80, something like that. That's a high rating. Very efficient. According to the Air Force, Russian invaders fired 38 Kh-101 and Kh-555 cruise missiles with 8 Tupolev 95MS strategic bombers from the Caspian Sea and the Rostov region of Volgodonsk. I already said that. 22 Kalibr cruise missiles were fired from the Black Sea. An additional Tupolev 22M3 long-range bombers attacked Ukraine from the Black Sea with 3 Kh-22 cruise missiles. The enemy's Su-35 fighter jets fired 6 more Kh-59 guided air-launched missiles and 1 Kh-31P missile. So this is it. Over 70 fired, over 60 blown, damaged, destroyed, shut down, and they used bombers, strategic bombers, which are the long-range ones, the nuclear ones, I'm assuming. Then they used Su-35 and the Kalibr missiles from the Black Sea 22. As of now, up till now, I have never read an article coming from either side stating that Russia fired 22 or more missiles from the Black Sea in one day. This is the first time when, this is the highest number of missiles, Kalibr missiles, launched from the Black Sea, which I'm assuming there are no vessels. They didn't say any submarines or anything like that, in one day. So if you remember, I will mention this until 3 more times, at the most 3 more times. The Ukrainian intelligence services and the British intelligence services, the ones that could be trusted, especially regarding Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, they said that the Russians have, and that was during the last massive missile attack on Ukraine, the Russians have between 3 and 4 more such attacks. That's all they have in store. Maximum 4. So the first one was then. Let's say this is the second one, or let's consider this the first one if you want. Expect no more than 3. And after 3, the Russians will take off their underwear, put them in a top of a, how do you call that? I can't even, something anyway, and wave it around and say a pole or something and say, okay, peace. That's what's probably going to happen according to these intelligence sources. So the fact is, most Ukraine and specifically Odessa has no water to drink and no electricity. But I don't think the 12 missiles or 10 missiles that could not be hit by the Ukrainian air defense could cause such a massive problem, unless there's more than that. Well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.